Greetings, social media. This is your girl, Aundria, coming at you with another episode of Aunj's Hour. It's not really an hour, just going to take a couple jewels to drop on y'all for a couple of minutes, but Aunj's minutes didn't sound as catchy, so here we are today. So the topic of today is going to be, drumroll, faith over fear. And I wanted to talk about this because, as some of you may know, I actually started the segment on Just Hour about 3 years ago, and I actually haven't uploaded a video in about 2.5, right? And I know you guys are probably thinking, like, why the delay? Well, first of all, as some of you may know my story, I actually grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania. I moved to Cleveland shortly after graduating college. And something in my spirit just didn't feel right. You know, I felt like I was just called for more. I just felt like I shouldn't be up here anymore. It was to the point it was depressing me. And so I just felt like I needed to make a change. And, you know, at the time, I had so many people in my ear, you know, and Aundria, you're making a big mistake. You're being impulsive, like you're going to regret it. And August of this year actually marks 4 years that I've actually been down here, right? And as a lot of you may know, I'm living in Orlando, and we just experienced Hurricane Milton. And, you know, my heart and prayers goes out to anyone on the coast who may have lost a lot of possessions. Their homes were damaged. Cars were flooded out and stalled. Some people lost their jobs. You know, it was a crazy time. But, you know, gratefully, I do stay here. And, you know, it was really just like another rainy day, which, again, I just thank God for. I wanted to bring this up because I just felt like it was a good time to speak about just the concept of fear. You know, for me, example, getting back to why I had such a delay, you know, I had a lot going on just personally in my life. And I had excuses for days, you know, like a lot of us do. There's always going to be a reason to not do the things that are on our hearts. And the thing is, we have to recognize exactly what fear exactly can do for us, you know, and do to us. Sometimes it causes us, like Hurricane Milton, to just flee, right? Sometimes we run away from the things that hurt us or cause us to have fear or be afraid. Sometimes we don't take accountability for the things that we should be, you know, and then we have other instances where fear can just stagnate us completely and cause us to not make any moves, right? And a lot of times when we experience this level of fear, it causes us to live outside of the purpose that we're called to do. And for my believers, you know, when God calls us to do something and we're living outside of that, we're going to see ourselves just not being fulfilled, not living satisfying lives that are really just tied to our purpose. We are literally, each and every one of us, designed to do what we're called to do. We all have unique gifts. We all have something special about us that is meant to be shared. So, you know, we really just got to examine, you know, how many opportunities or experiences did we miss out of fear? You know, like how many just words were never said to someone or conversations weren't had out of fear. You know, we've got to really dig in deep and examine the roots of what causes us to feel this way. And again, you know, a lot of times that fear is instilled by the enemy, the devil, right? And the ways that he goes about doing this is just in people. You know, sometimes we have family, we have friends, we have coworkers, we have people we're in relationships with who just sow those seeds of doubt in us sometimes, right? And a lot of times too, we have to understand who is speaking over us, right? A lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see people instilling doubt in you that they're probably projecting from unfulfilled desires that they have, dreams that they never went for, or things that they wanted, but they never just had the courage to go for. So we have to be careful, you know, and again, me personally, you know, I've been on a whole new walk. I'm not hanging with a lot of the people I used to hang with no more. I'm not in a lot of the environments I used to be in anymore. And I thank God that he's just every day, just piece by piece, little by little, delivering me. And so for me, again, maybe this isn't the coolest thing to say for some people, you know, Maybe there's a lot of you who are like, I'm not that religious, and I'm spiritual, whoop-de-whoop, whatever the case may be. And that's all right. This message is, maybe it's not for you, but I'll tell you who this is for. This is for the people who want to live more boldly, people who want to just go after any and everything that they desire unapologetically, fiercely, without hesitations or reservations. So this is for those people, and I want to just continue to keep, and again, this is just my testimony, but I want to keep pumping out material and revamping Aunj's Hour so it just aligns more with what I feel I'm called to do, which I feel is to help and inspire people. Except now I'm aligning that with God. I want to incorporate more of my word in my messages, my content, because that's what I believe in. That's what I stand on. So with that being said, one of my favorite verses that I've been clinging to is 2 Timothy 1:7. And what it reads to say is that for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And what that is saying is, again, if God has put something in us, a vision, a dream, a want, a desire, we have to examine why that's there. Is it aligning with our purpose? And if there's something that is causing us to not go after that, where is it coming from? It can't be coming from God. So again, we'll see different things come up. We'll see distractions in our mind. We'll see excuses, whatever the case. We'll see those people sowing seeds of doubt in us, but we have to overcome that. We have to tell ourselves sometimes fear is put in us because there's something great that is trying to come out of us. And that fear can suppress that. So again, this message is for, maybe there's somebody who's reading or watching this message and maybe you've been feeling discouraged. Maybe you've had a lack of confidence. Maybe you've been having anxiety that you haven't quite faced yet. And the word also says we are more than conquerors. If there's something that's put into you, we got one life. We have to do the things that we are literally designed to do. Understand more of what your purpose is. And even if you don't know what it is, every day we wake up is another opportunity to search that. Get to know yourself. Get to understand the things and experiences that you've been through that might have got you to a point of having that fear. We can overcome anything we want to if we allow ourselves to just have a chance. Give ourselves a chance, a real fighting chance. And again, this is your sign. If you're watching this video, please, I encourage you, pop out. I think sometimes about what my life would have been like if I would have just listened to everyone around me who is telling me not to do what I felt called in my spirit to do. And it's so important that we cancel out every negative assignment that's sent to us to just discourage us. We have to stay strong. We have to listen to the voice inside of us within that is telling us to go after any and everything. Go after that job. Go after that promotion. Go after that business you've been lingering on. Go after that home, that car. Maybe that man, that woman that you feel like aligns with your visions. Maybe their visions align with yours. So that is the word today. I do want to close out reading another verse as well, just emphasizing my point. And this is coming out of James 2:26, and it states, "For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also." And that is the New King James Version. And again, this is just saying we can't just wait for certain blessings to just fall into our lap. We have to actually take the time to put the effort, put the work in. Make a plan, and God will follow through and see us through when we have faith that He can help us with anything that we want to do. So that is my message today for all my dream chasers, for anyone, again, who's just feeling discouraged at this time. Go after any and everything that you want in this life. You get one. So gotta make the most of it. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to like, share, or comment. And if there's any topics too, again, I'm going to be pumping out more content, probably more so on a weekly basis for now and having little things going on. So I love you guys, and I hope you all take care.